Greetings, YouTube. Today, we got a special treat. So, I was 1 for 2 as far as getting Mindbender and Serpentor. I do not have a Serpentor on pre-order. I have not been able to get one on pre-order. However, I am not panicking. I have faith that they will reopen the pre-orders and he will be available to get. They're just making it seem like it's going to be hard to get him. I'm not panicking. Okay, let's take a look at Dr. Mindbender. Okay, so we're going to spend maybe an extra few seconds on the packaging this time just because it's one of these fancy deluxe packages. So it comes with this kind of sleeve. You got your Mindbender specs and the number on the side. This awesome picture. And that is very well done. Nothing on this side. Here you got another number. And then you slip this off. And you reveal the Cobra symbol that is shaped like a DNA molecule, which is very well done. That's a nice touch. And then it opens up to reveal the figure and all the accessories. Very well done. Very well done. This is one of those boxes that you want to keep. And he has a plethora of stuff in here. Got gadgets and guns and more gadgets and other stuff. And muscled up Mindbender. Looks like a skull. Some brains. Lots of good accessories in here. Severed hand. Some more gadgets and guns. Some vials. You know, typical mad scientist fare. So, excellent job with the packaging on this one. I'm excited to get them open. So let's have a look. Okay, here we go with Dr. Mindbender. So, right off the bat, they absolutely nailed this look. So one of the things about G.I. Joe, and it's kind of a paradox or a dichotomy of sorts, because it's supposed to be a military kind of, genre line, but there's ridiculous characters and ridiculous outfits that back in the 80s probably didn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you're trying to modernize it, it's like, should we really make the guy who's supposed to be this genius scientist run around in this ridiculous getup? And the answer to that is yes, because otherwise he's not Mindbender. I mean, you could have easily put him on like a lab coat or maybe like a buttoned up black suit or, something like that. And it wouldn't have been out of place. But this is everybody's mind's eye of Dr. Mindbender. As ridiculous as it is, a dude with no freaking shirt on, purple pants, a metal plate over his crotch, a robe with no sleeves, and why is he so jacked? Like, this dude is more muscled up than the troopers. And he wears a monocle and he's got a mustache, a supervillain mustache. I don't know. It works for whatever reason. So let's have a look at the doctor. He is very well done. You could not ask for a better sculpt. The monocle is spectacular. It actually distorts the light so that his eye looks a little bit weird under it. That is great. He's got the metal suspenders. He's got the lavish gauntlets. The aforementioned cod piece. The knee-high boots. I mean, he's absolutely ridiculous. Like, this should not work. It shouldn't. It should not work. But it does. In fact, it's perfect. I had thoughts of making a custom version of him before this came out, but I, stopped short of it because I was like, well, they're starting to pump out characters. Mindbender has to be coming at some point. And I got lucky because here he is. So he looks great. I mean, they really, really did a good job with him. Excellent. Okay, let's take a closer look at those accessories. Okay, so that took a minute to take a look at these things and see what the heck is what and what it's supposed to be. So this thing here looks like an injection gun that he would use to inject his subjects with poisons and anesthetics and all types of other crazy stuff that he would use, or to extract something. Could be that too, taking blood from something or something like that. So that one's pretty straightforward, I think. The brain does fit inside the skull. As you can see, it's in there now. This top part comes off, and you can put the brain in there like that. Or you can take the brain out of the skull, and you can put the brain in one of the vials, like this small vial, I think. Right? Maybe. Maybe not. I thought it would fit, but it doesn't want to. I don't know what else you would put in here. The hand's too tall. All right, so I assume this is supposed to go in here, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I think it does. I don't want to stress it, though. Interesting. But anyway, so there's the small vial, the brain, the skull. They all look great. Then we get the big vial, and I already have the hand in there. That pegged in just fine. Very nice. Now, here's the not confusing part, but it's just not all the way sure what goes to what. So you get 4 of these tiny little, they look like darts or bullets or something. But they do fit into this, what I thought was a gun, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's a tranquilizer gun or something like that. So not only does it fit in here, though, it also fits in these 2 things, too. So this weird looking space age contraption, it fits in here. And it also fits in this thing. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to go to all of them or just happens to fit in all of them. This hose does fit onto the end of this contraption, and then this, and this actually also will port into his belt so he can wear it on his side. So that's cool. But this also, if I'm not mistaken, will also connect to this other contraption. So again, he's got all types of weird stuff made by Mars Industries that only he knows how to use, because I sure as hell don't know how to use them. But all of it's appreciated. Okay, so something I wanted to point out here. I was getting ready to do the articulation section, and I noticed something, that there is some rub on his shoulders. I'm assuming that's from this coat thing. Not sure how that got on here, because I don't think this is painted, but, and there's a little bit on this side too. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. Any of you guys that watch this video, if you have a Dr. Mindbender, let me know. Did yours have this too? I have not watched a ton of reviews of Mindbender. And actually, I'm not sure why I haven't. Maybe because I was waiting to get mine and didn't want to spoil it. But yeah, that's disappointing. What I will try to do is take a take a paper towel and some alcohol and see if that'll just wipe off. So, but on this arm, it's pretty bad. All right, so let's go ahead and look at his articulation while we have him out here, since that's what we were supposed to be doing. And he can look up very well. He can look down. Excellent, that's really good. And he does have the butterfly joints, so his arm articulation should be the same as any other G.I. Joe character, classified character. You do have a bicep twist, pinless double joints with a decent amount of range. You got a horizontal hinge on this hand and a vertical one on this hand. You got the typical ab setup with the crunch here, diaphragm there, or crunch here and waist joint there. I think these suspenders, well, maybe not. Nope, the suspenders aren't blocking anything, so we're good there. Drop down hips as usual. Double jointed pinless knees with a decent range, actually a really good range. Wow, Mindbender is in spectacular shape. Sheesh. So not only are you jacked, you're also super flexible. Boot cut, even with the knee highs, and then your pivot. So, excellent job with Mindbender. Sheesh. And as far as like QC and everything, besides this, I don't see any other huge blemishes or paint mistakes. He's pretty clean. Got some detail on the buckles there. And I'm loving this monocle. That is great. All right, let's see how he scales. Okay, so here's Mindbender with the Cobra head honchos, Cobra Commander and Destro. All right, and then we have Storm Shadow and the Baroness. All right, and then we got Zartan and Zarana flanking Dr. Mindbender. All right, now let's take a look at him with some of his enemies. We got Duke, and then we have Hasbro's Sergeant Slaughter. Now with some of the legions of Cobra, we got a Cobra officer, and then we have the Battle Android Trooper. All right, now for some other lines, here is a Marvel Legends Quake, and then Black Series Mandalorian. Now for some Action Force love, we got Desert Rat and Bone Collector. All right, and then to finish up here, we will go with the Supreme Knight Batman and the Swarm Sentry from the Special Deployment series for Action Force. Okay, so final thoughts on Dr. Mindbender. This is an excellent figure. Excellent. He's a deluxe figure. He does come with a decent amount of accessories for a deluxe figure. Honestly, though, for a deluxe figure, he probably should have came with something else, like a laptop or some type of case like how Destro had. The packaging is pretty and it's nice and it's beautiful, but it doesn't really give you the value as if you were getting extra accessories. So I'm not gonna say they dropped a ball on that, but that the packaging is not as valuable as they think it is. Let me just put it that way. The figure's awesome though. My only gripe is this rub on his shoulders that I will try to hit up with the alcohol and hopefully it works. I mean, it's kind of covered up, so it's not going to be that huge of a deal in pictures and stop motions and stuff, but it still is annoying. But other than that, I don't have any complaints. So, another good to great offering from Hasbro. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.